Hello, family. Hi, welcome back to another Sunday school video, y'all. Yes, you heard that right. We are talking about homeschooling today, something I have not talked about in quite a long time on my channel. And so today we are going to be revisiting loop scheduling and block scheduling. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. I do have another video where I go into extensive detail on loop scheduling and block scheduling. So I will leave it linked for you somewhere for you to go and watch in detail if you want details on loop scheduling and block scheduling. This video is going to just kind of be a update video on that and to show you how I put it into practice and things like that. I had someone ask me, yeah, I'm getting used to wearing my glasses because I've come to realize I probably need to wear them more often. Hold on, y'all. I got a fingerprint. But yes, I had someone ask me if I have like a template on my loop scheduling, and I do not. I just plan it out in my planner. And so I wanted to show you guys what that looks like in real life and just give you an update on how we've been doing homeschooling. But before we jump into this video, hi, my name is Danielle and I am the non-traditional mommy. And as you guys know or may not know, I run a business. I have 12 children, 9 at home currently. Of those 9, 8 of them are still being homeschooled. One is a senior, so she is about to graduate. And then the other one is a sophomore, junior. He's kind of toggling between grades. And then we have two seventh graders, 6th grade, 5th grade, a 3rd grader, and a new kindergartner. And I also have a 3-year-old. I recently graduated 2 homeschoolers. One is a junior finishing her junior year of college. She graduated with her associate's degree, went on to pursue her bachelor's. So she is now a junior, wrapping up her junior year. And the other one, I graduated and she's working and living life. So, and then my oldest son was homeschooled through 8th grade, and then he was public school, then homeschooled, and then graduated from public school. So there is my little background story on homeschooling. So if you have not subscribed, we would love for you to join our little family by hitting the subscribe button. To the rest of my family, tell the people out there what y'all are so they know what kind of community they are joining. You guys are the MVPs and I love you bunches. Thanks for hanging in there with me, you guys. Yes, in 2022 we opened up a 3rd location. That location subsequently shut down also in 2022. I'll leave a video linked talking about those things somewhere up above as well if you're curious. And so life has been crazy. Like, it's been go, go, go. And that year that we opened up that business, I primarily opened that business. So I was away in South Carolina. And my husband was primarily home. And so, we got the question all the time, are you still homeschooling the kids? How are you doing that? And da 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 da. I can't remember if I made a video about that or not. I'll have to check my arsenal to see if I did a video. But I'll say it here if I did not. My husband is very much so capable of homeschooling our children. He is very involved, very active father. So he is capable of homeschooling our kids. It doesn't just fall on my shoulders, and when I'm out, he's in. And that's just kind of how it goes. Also, as I stated, I have a senior student who's a senior, and a lot of times she will step in and help and make sure the kids are getting their schoolwork done. So there's multiple hands in this thing, and our homeschooling life is not traditional. Like, we're not the sit down at your desk kind of homeschooling family. I was, and I think there might be some videos way back when, if you want to go and dig deep into my YouTube channel, there may be some old videos where I used more traditional, curriculum. I did the Abeccas of the world. And we did the sit down at your desk and the chalkboard, and school at home is essentially what I like to call that stage of my life. And I just progressively graduated out of that. So there's all of that. So with that being said, we are still using block and loop scheduling. Block and loop scheduling, it just works for us. My brain likes it, and I don't have so much anxiety around it when I do block and loop scheduling. It just works. And so really quickly, block scheduling is when you set aside a chunk of time to focus on one thing. Loop scheduling is where you kind of loop. You set aside a chunk of time, and you have a certain amount of things that you want to get done in that certain amount of time. You hit the start button, you go, time stops. Wherever you stopped is where you're going to pick up the next time you start your loop. And so that is essentially what we do. Mondays is our math day. Essentially on Mondays, I teach new math concepts if I need to. My kids primarily use teaching textbooks for math, and currently everybody is on teaching textbooks except for my senior. She uses Mr. D's math. I don't know if I've done a review on Mr. D's math, but if I have not, stay tuned because we love Mr. D's math. So math for us, Monday math for us, is primarily me focused on my kindergartner and introducing new math concepts. We're currently working on numbers. He's in kindergarten. However, I use that time also to help my kids with any concept that they are struggling with. So I use Mondays to go back through their teaching textbook assignments. If they got below, I usually do below a 75, I will delete that that particular lesson. I'll delete it and have them redo it, and we'll go over where they may have struggled in that assignment, like what answers they got wrong, where they were struggling, that kind of thing. So Mondays I'll use to focus on math. I also check my senior's grades for her Mr. D math and make sure that she's on track doing all of her assignments, that kind of thing. So Mondays I focus on math. But I have a block of time that we do school. So we block off 10:30 to 1 o'clock on Mondays for school. And in that block of time, again, I'm going to focus on math. So I'm going to make sure that everybody's where they need to be in math, everybody's doing their math, everybody's staying on track, that kind of thing. That is how we do Monday math. Once we are done with math, which currently in our life does not take that long, because again, I'm not having to teach it. I'm not having to spend a lot of time on the concepts. I'm really just checking in to make sure that they know their math, they know what they're learning, and they are focused. And then I'm spending more time with my kindergartner on his math. So usually we spend anywhere from 30 minutes to at most an hour doing math. After that, we go into a loop. And so essentially, wherever we left off on Friday is where we're going to pick up on Monday in our loop. And that can be, right now we are using Moving Beyond the Page. We are doing book club. So we're doing book analysis and studies. We're currently reading A Good Kind of Trouble. We are also using Write Shop. I did a whole review on Write Shop. Y'all, I love it. I don't see myself using another writing curriculum right now. My senior did do Brave Writer, which I've used in the past, but she did online Brave Writer, so I was hands off with that. So I do like Brave Writer. I really still do like it, and I really still like a cover story. So my kids that are going into 8th grade, I may jump ship and have them do cover story next year. I don't know. I'll let y'all know. But right now we're still using Write Shop, and I really like Write Shop. And so we're doing Write Shop, and then we are currently focusing on the 50 states for history. I know some people might be like, what? Like, are they too old? Are they too young? Or whatever. People may be questioning why I am circling back and doing the 50 states. It was requested by my kids. They really wanted to learn about all 50 states. Our goal is to one day as a family, my kids might be grown, I don't know, but we have the dream of visiting all 50 states. And so they really expressed desire to want to learn about all 50 states. And so that is what we have focused on doing this year. It's really diving deep. And because if you know me, you know that I am also incorporating Black history into those 50 states. So every state we are learning something significant about Black history in that state, and that kind of thing. And I'm learning so much, y'all. I am learning so much because this is not a curriculum. This curriculum does not exist. This is me literally taking the time to research the states and learn what I can learn and then regurgitate it to them. Also, because this is a requested thing from my kids, they have spent lots of time researching the states, learning things, and then regurgitating the information to us when we get back together. So it's been really fun. So that is what we're doing. Science, man, y'all, science is a hard one for me. I really incorporate science in day-to-day life. I love chemistry in the kitchen. I have not used that curriculum. I did use it with my older child who has graduated. So she walked through it herself. I was not hands-on with that. So I can't really give a honest review because I haven't been hands in it. I want to be hands in it, but as I stated earlier, my life, it's just crazy busy. And so a lot of times I have to focus on core stuff. And I know science is core, the whole STEM. I know it is. But I just find that it's so much easier. Science is so much easier to incorporate in our day-to-day life. Rather it's cooking in the kitchen. Rather it's hands-on STEM projects like Legos or Connects or going to our 4-H groups. We have participated in 4-H groups here locally. And so when they have something science-based, I'll take the kids. If it's gardening, us trying and failing to start a garden. Things like that. If it's watching some YouTube videos on science and watching them dissect something and learning, that is pretty much how we're getting our science in, is day-to-day life. And I'm counting that kind of stuff as science. Again, my kids are elementary, so I can do that. My senior, however, she had to be in school in a class. So it's different when you have a senior or a high schooler that is college bound. You have to be a little bit more, dress by dress. Right now, I only have one senior that's college bound, and my other kids are elementary. So we kind of have a little wiggle room, and I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can right now. So that is what we're doing. What I want to do now is show you guys really quickly how I play. It's so funny, y'all, because see right here, I just got an email that says, Mr. D's, Mr. D's check-in map or grade check-in. So weekly grade check-in. So they send me emails and I just do it on Mondays because it's Sunday. I get the email Sunday night. Monday I do it. So let me grab my planner, set up my overhead, and show y'all how I plan this out in my planner. Okay, let me get all my junk out my way on my desk. Maybe I won't be so focused on my desk junk. Okay, can y'all see this okay? I'm going to start on Tuesday because I honestly did not plan last Monday. My husband had to go out of town for work. He had to jump ship and go deal with the business. And so I did not plan on Monday morning because I was thrown into being a single mother for the week and had to get my life right for that. So we'll pick up on Tuesday where we plan. And I digital plan. So this is my digital planner. I use Breezy O's digital planner. I'll use it linked down. I'll leave it linked down below if you guys are interested in digital planning at all. But this is the planner that I use. And so basically all that I do, this is what her daily spread looks like. I am going to go to the weekly. Well, let me pull up my month just so you can kind of get a feel for my month. So this is my month. I have my monthly spread. I only plan personal stuff on my digital planner, and I bought a paper planner for all my business and work related stuff. I'm trying to keep the two separated as much as possible just to see how that helped me with productivity this year and help with my anxiety and all the things, and just separating work from business and having some boundaries. So my personal planner is pretty scarce. My personal life typically is not crazy. It's my business life that is insane. So this is the month of April. And then I'm just going to click on week 4. Oh, that was not week 4. Here it is, week 4 of April. And so what I do is on the week planner, I essentially put down our core things that we do, our core blocks. So Monday is math, Tuesday is reading, Wednesday is writing. We're currently doing Moving Beyond the Page as well as Write Shop for our writing. And so I have which one that I'm going to focus on for that particular week. And the reason it fluctuates is because Moving Beyond the Page, sometimes they have a writing assignment and sometimes they don't. And so I kind of fluctuate between if they have a writing assignment or if they don't, if that makes sense. If you're familiar with Moving Beyond the Page, then you'll probably understand what I mean by that. And so, so Monday I have math, and then I basically have whatever I want to focus on for that week or for that particular Monday math day. So like we're going over numbers 1 through 10 with my kindergartner because he is taking forever. He is taking forever. Now, to be fair, he turned 5 August 14th. So if he was in traditional school, he wouldn't start school until next year. But I went ahead and started him this year, same way I did with my senior, who will be graduating at 17 because I started her early. I do that because I feel like it gives me the flexibility to take it slower with them. So if I need to slow down, if they need to repeat a grade, they can and still will graduate on time. So with him, I'm not in such a hurry to like push because he is a young kindergartner and he is showing it. He's a boy. So yeah, anyway, we're focusing on numbers 1 through 10 again. And then I have some of my kids are struggling with long multiplication, double digit adding and graphs. So I have that as a mental note to myself to look over that again for Monday. And then I have at the bottom our loop, like what we're going to start on. So we're going to start on Life of Fred. Have I done a review on Life of Fred? I don't think I have. That review is coming. I need to make a note to myself of all these reviews. Love Life of Fred, y'all. I love it. So anyway, we're doing Life of Fred. They are doing teaching textbooks, but I also read Life of Fred. It's a whole thing. I'll hopefully do a review over that. And then I got Shayla and then our states. Same thing for Tuesday, reading. We're doing Shayla, chapter 6 through 7. States, Moving Beyond the Page, Life of Fred. This is our loop. Wednesday, we were focused on moving beyond the page. They're doing a writing in first person point of view. And then Write Shop, because my older son that's in high school, he's also doing Write Shop. He's on informative. So I have that in there. And then our loop, Life of Fred, Math, Shayla, States. That kind of thing. Thursday, states. We're talking about Colorado right now. And then I have our loop. And then this Friday is Fun Friday. So that's pretty much how I do my week overview. My week is basically a place where I can, at a glance, go and see, okay, what is today? What am I supposed to be focused on? I do this at the end of the week. So on Sunday, I'll go in and plan for the following week and just look back at my previous week to see what I need to focus on for this upcoming week. And I do that by doing our daily planning. So I'm going to go back to Tuesday. And so here is our daily planning. I have my top 3 and I have my blocks. So you can see I have a block here. This is my morning routine. So between 6 and 8 is my morning time. That's when I meditate, shower, get dressed, plan. The kids get up at 8 and then they have to begin their morning routine. And so I have tidy, breakfast, brush teeth, and math. So essentially, because they do math every single day, between that 8 and 10, they're doing math. So they are getting on and doing their teaching textbook. And then 10 to 10:30 is kind of our buffer. So clean the kitchen, clean up, tidy, kind of, reset, that kind of thing. And then we start school at 11. Now, this is a Tuesday, so school goes from 11 to 3 on Tuesdays because Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, they have swim practice at 1:30. And so we have to break at 1 and then go to swim. So Tuesdays and Fridays, either if Friday's not a fun Friday, those are our long days of school, and that's when we kind of make up any gaps that happen, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If hopefully that y'all sticking with me and this is all coming together and making sense. So 11 to 3 we're doing school, and I have in this little block just kind of our loop stuff. So my reminders, Life of Fred, we're on chapter 7. We're talking about Colorado. Shayla was chapter 6. Okay, y'all. Battery died. Memory card ran out of space. Fun times. All right, let's try to get through this. Okay, so where was I? And so Tuesday is reading day. So we focus primarily on reading. So my block of time is 11 to 3. That block is set aside for school, but it's Tuesday. So we're going to start with reading, and we're going to, spend as much time as we need on whatever concepts we're doing with reading. Now, right now, we are currently doing, book club, for lack of better words. We're calling it book club, and we're reading books together as a family and then discussing those books. The kids have discussion questions, like a unit study over that book. And so that is what we're doing. We're currently reading A Good Kind of Trouble. We refer to that book as Shayla. Shayla is the main character in the book. It's a really, really cute book. Really, really good. I love it. So much fun. It actually was their Christmas gift. They read it, loved it so much, and asked if we could do a unit study over it as a class. And so that is what we're doing. So we're actually rereading it for the second time. And my high schooler, he is also joined along in reading that book and doing the unit study with us. So I have reading. I have Shayla. We're reading chapter 6 and 7, answer the study guide questions. We're going to review and discuss. So I have a breakdown of what I need to do over reading. Now, obviously, this isn't a whole lot, right? So we're not going to spend, 4 hours doing this tiny bit of amount of work. So once we finish reading, we're going to hop into our loop, which over here I have what the loop is. So Life of Fred, chapter 7, the states, we're currently on Colorado, and then that Bradley is doing his outline and write shop. So that is how it works with the block and the loop, and that's how I remind myself. Now, we ended the day and we didn't get to moving beyond the page. So we didn't get to moving beyond the page on this particular Tuesday. So this is just a little reminder to myself that on Wednesday, I need to pick up with my loop and moving beyond the page. If it's not a writing day, well, just so happened Wednesday is a writing day. So we're going to start with moving beyond the page because that is what we're using for writing. So if I hop over here, I have writing, moving beyond the page. We're writing in first person. We're doing informative writing with Write Shop, and they're starting on their final papers. So that's my little mental note and reminder to myself of what we're doing in writing and where we are. And then I have here moving beyond the page because I'm reminding myself that that was supposed to be what I started with my loop. However, it's Wednesday, so it's writing day. So worked out. Perfectly worked out. And then I have in here just some things that maybe we need to review, like pronouns and things like that. Just reviewing certain topics and always going over them as they come up in teachings. And then I have our loop. So in our loop, I have math, Life of Fred, States, and Shayla. So essentially, if we finish all of our writing, our moving beyond the page stuff, we're going to go into a loop. And we're going to add math into this loop. Now, keep in mind, Monday is our math day. So Monday is the day that I'm typically going over math and reviewing. But remember, I said at the very beginning that I delete any assignments that they have gotten a lower grade in on Mondays. And then we review those, redo it, and see where they are and what they were struggling with. So when we have days where we loop and we finish early, so we go into the loop, there are times where math is going to come back up in that loop. Now keep in mind, I need you guys to stay with me. They're doing math every single day during their morning routine. So stay with me. They're doing math every single day. Monday is math day. I'm focusing on teaching that particular concept, whatever it is. But when math comes up again in a loop, which sometimes it does, just depending on how quickly and efficiently we're working, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do what I would do on a math day. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to see if they're still on track with their lessons and teaching textbook. We're going to review anything that they need to review. I'm going to review concepts with my kindergartner, make sure that he remembers the stuff that we talked about on Monday. And if he got it and conquered it, we're going to go on to another concept and introduce that during our math loop time. So I may not spend as much time on that concept because say we get to math at, this is a Wednesday, so we're ending school at 1 o'clock. Say I'm able to get to math at 12:30. Well, now I have 30 minutes to introduce whatever it is. It may be for that 30 minutes, we're just reviewing. Questions have came up. There's some things that they're struggling on. You know, my kindergartner is still stuck on the number 5. He's calling it an S. So we review that, or 2 or whatever, and we're just reviewing that. Or it could be, and we may not have a lot of time. Or it could be they knocked everything out the park. They're good at everything, and then I introduce something new, but we don't get to spend a lot of time on it. Well, that's where that Monday comes in, because Monday comes and I'm like, oh, that's right. We're moved on to numbers 11 through 15 on Wednesday. So now on Monday, I'm going to spend that time to really hone in on numbers 11 through 15. You guys are following me? You stand with me? So sometimes my core block schedules come up again in our loop, but we just pick up where we left off as though it's a loop kind of thing. However, I spend Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to make sure we are focused heavily on those primary things, reading, writing, math. And I know you STEM people, don't come after me, because I know science, a lot of people feel like science is now core, and I'm not arguing with that because I truly believe in STEM. But I also have the thought process that if my kids can read and if they can write, then they can teach themselves and learn anything that they want to teach themselves or learn. If you can do those fundamental things, then you can learn science, you can learn engineering, you can learn, whatever you want. The sky is the limit if you can read. That's just me. That's just my thoughts. And of course, math is key to life. So you need to know your math. You need to know how to count your money. You need the basics of math. And because writing is dear to my heart, my husband says all the time, I'm going on a digression, but our 9-year-old is a math genius. I am convinced that the boy is a math genius. I'm tempted to get him tested because he is so good at math, but he hates writing. Like, he detests writing, but he can call out math facts like it's nothing. But he's a lefty, so I don't know if because he's left-handed, if that's why he doesn't like writing. Anyway, long story short, my husband was like, you don't need to write anymore. Type it. He can type. He don't need to write. However, I am a lover of writing. You probably can't tell from my handwriting, but I am. And so writing is important to me. Therefore, it's in my top 3. Probably should be replacing it with science. But I have not gotten there yet. Anyway, so we have those top 3 things, and then we kind of loop everything else. And so sometimes we get back to our core things because our core things are still in the loop. Okay, so when we go to Thursday, we have Colorado as the state, and then I have the things that I want to talk about: the flag, what it's known for, top 3 facts, and then Black history of Colorado. And then for our loop, we stopped on Life of Fred. So if you go back over, we have we did our moving beyond the page, and then we also did map. That was all we got to on Wednesday. What we would have done next would have been Life of Fred, the states, and Shayla. Well, Thursday, we're going to start with the states because right now states are kind of our big chunk of things. So we're going to start with the states, and then we're going to loop in Life of Fred and Shayla because Life of Fred we just read and kind of talk about and discuss, and it's just fun. So we're going to do our states and then loop in Life of Fred and Shayla because we didn't get to those things in our last loop. You guys following me now? You following me on how this whole loop thing works and looks? And then Friday is Fun Friday. Fun Friday is just based off of how did they do during the week? Were they all focused? Were they on, track? Did we get through things efficiently? Have they mastered most of the things? Sometimes we want to go out to a festival. We want to do something fun. Sometimes it's science-based, like there's a 4-H thing coming up, or something that I can take them to. The aquarium is half off, something like that. It could be field trip based. It could be I want to do this science project that we saw on YouTube. Anything that is fun, still educational, sometimes fun and family based, sometimes fun and check out. Play electronic day, be on electronics all day. So different things like that we reserve for Friday being Fun Friday. But again, it's contingent on how did they do throughout the week. So hopefully that all makes sense. Like I said, I don't have like a special chart or sheet or anything that I use. I literally just keep it all in my planner and just plan it out with my regular day. Again, because I don't use my personal planner for work related stuff, it's a lot easier to keep this in my planner. Now, the good thing about Breezy organization planners is they have this whole notebook section. So even if you wanted to plan work and school in one planner, you could do that. I tried that in the past. It worked. Just fine. But again, I'm trying to separate these things out in my life. So for me, it was just much easier to have a work planner, and then I primarily use my personal planner for doctor's appointments, school related stuff, bills, that kind of stuff. And if it's something like, let me show you guys. If it's something that is going to kind of coincide with personal, then I will write it in my personal planner. So for example, on Wednesday, I had a meeting at 3:30 that required me to go out and do the meeting. Like, it wasn't something that was at home. It was going to interrupt our school day, or not interrupt our school day. It was going to be in between personal stuff. So like the kids swimming and then track practice. So I wrote that in my personal planner because I needed to be able to see it in multiple places. So when I'm looking up, my personal life planner, if it's something work related that is intersecting in that, then I also have to write it in my personal planner. So this particular week, it wasn't a whole lot of work stuff that I needed to be hands on with, because my husband is at one of the locations and then our regional manager was at the other location. So I was able to be a little bit more hands off this week, and my schedule wasn't boggled down with work stuff. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That is pretty much how I plan loop scheduling and how we do it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave those down below. Like I said, if you want more detailed information on block scheduling and loop scheduling, I did leave that video linked, so check down in the description box to be able to go to that link. And that video does go into more extensive details on what they are, how they work, and all of that good stuff. This was pretty much just an update. But yes, we are still doing loop scheduling, still doing block scheduling. It is the way that my life functions, just period. And as you can see, even in my planner, like I have like my time, the kids, and then I even have blocks for, their stuff and practice. Now, y'all, I probably need a whole separate another video about like scheduling in my work life, because a lot of times if you look at my work planner, the blocks will be side by side with something the kids have going on, because swim, I go, but I also work while I'm sitting there. So in my work schedule, I'll have that block of time scheduled for work related stuff, like answering emails or sending out newsletters or whatever it is that I can do on my computer in that block of time. So blocks are just, they speak to my heart. Once that block is over, once that time is up, whatever I didn't get done, I'm just putting it on the to-do list for the next block set aside for that, and then I try to get it done and I start up from there. So it just works. Like, this planning system just works for my life, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thank you for being here for a Sunday school video. Yay for Sunday school. So when my daughter gets back from college, I do have a few Sunday school videos coming up. I want to talk to her about her first year at a 4-year university, because she did 2 years and she was home. So I have several videos that I want her and I to sit down and discuss and talk about. So for you parents out there that are homeschooling and just really nervous about, homeschooling through high school and what that looks like for your high schooler and all of that, like, I want us to talk about that, and you hear it from a perspective of a high school, a child that was homeschooled through high school, and now being in a public university. Like, she's not at a Christian school. Just talking about that and getting her perspective. She ain't gonna lie, y'all. She gonna tell y'all what she was prepared for and what she wasn't. So yeah, I think that'll be good. And then maybe I can get the 2 of my girls to sit down and we do a review over Mr. D's math, and my daughter, who's currently in it, could talk about her feelings, and then my daughter who finished, if she feels like Mr. D was sufficient to prepare her for college. So I think that'll be good. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you won't miss those videos when they come up throughout the summer. I love y'all. Thank you for being here, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.